You're afraid to be yourself. Your truth is squeezed in the throat. Your true desires lie at the bottom of the soul, covered with dust. You look in the mirror and don't recognize yourself. Not because I've changed, and because he has long since ceased to be himself. You became a role, image, mask. You say the right things to please. You make a safe choice so that you don't get judged. You hide your tears so they don't call you weak. You hide the power so you don't call it arrogant. You hide your dreams so that they don't consider them naive. But what if the fear of being yourself is the greatest slavery? The Stoics knew freedom is not in money, not in status, not in the body. Freedom is within. Today we won't be looking for life hacks. We'll go deep, deep into philosophy, into the depths of human nature, into the depths of your fear, to get out with another person, the real one, the way you were before you were afraid to be yourself. Chapter 1. Authenticity as Philosophical Courage. What does it mean to be yourself? It doesn't mean being special. It doesn't mean to be loud, bright, or eccentric. This means to be faithful to the inner compass. Live in harmony with nature, said Zeno, the founder of Stoicism. But what does it mean to live by nature? It means to be in harmony with who you really are, not with the desires of the crowd, not with trends, not with algorithms, and with the truth in you. You're afraid to be yourself because you think you'll be rejected. And you know what? Maybe it will be so. You'll lose someone. You will no longer be liked. You'll become uncomfortable. But this is where your freedom begins. Example, Epictet. He was born a slave. He was beaten. He didn't even have the right to his own body. But he said, "You can break my leg, but you can't break my choice." And also, it's not things that bother people, but opinions about things. When he was freed, he became a teacher whose words survived the centuries, because he was free inside, even when he was in chains. Now look at yourself. You're not in chains. You have a phone, money, opportunities, but you're in slavery, in the slavery of other people's expectations, in the slavery of fear. This is the irony of our time. We are free as never before, and we are more afraid than ever. Chapter 2. Why do we give up ourselves? You weren't born with a mask. The child is not afraid to be himself. He cries when it hurts. He laughs when he is funny. He goes wherever he wants. He doesn't know yet that they can be convicted for this. But over time you realized it's not safe to be yourself. You shared a dream. You were ridiculed. You showed emotion. You were called weak. You did something out of the box and saw judgmental looks. And you began to realize, to survive you have to play a role. That's how we create a mask. This is how an internal prison is born. You hide what the soul feels and carry what society expects. Seneca wrote, "The more you please others, the less you have left of yourself." We are learning to be convenient, and we forget who we are. But the worst thing is that we don't even notice how deep it has gone. You're going to an unloved job because you have to. You're friends with people you don't respect because that's how it's customary. You publish something that doesn't respond to your heart because it's so trendy. You're like an actor who forgot what he's playing. And here's the question: how many of your life are you? And how much is just a role? Metaphor of the Stoics, theater of life. Stoics often compared life to theater. You don't choose a play, you don't choose a stage. But you choose how to play your role, worthy or pathetic. Be an actor who plays his part with honor, even if she is to be a beggar, sick, or misunderstood. Epictet, Chapter 3. Stoicism and the Destruction of Illusions. Stoicism is a philosophy of internal independence. It starts with one simple question: what is in your power and what is not? Your thoughts, beliefs, decisions are in your power. It is not in your power other people's reactions, their love, approval, acceptance. If you live for the sake of what you don't control, you're a slave. You can do everything perfectly and they still won't understand you. You can be kind, and you will still be judged. You can be a genius, and you will be ridiculed. And vice versa. You can be yourself, and lose half of your acquaintances, but acquire yourself. Stoics' practice is to destroy illusions. Every day ask yourself, what I'm doing now, am I doing it for myself or for the mask? Is it a choice of the soul, or an escape from fear? Evaluate not the result, but the correspondence of virtue. Everything else is beyond your power. Marcus Aurelius. When you give up the illusion of control over the opinions of others, you begin to feel powerful. It's like dropping a load. You're not a slave anymore. You're just human, the real one, wrong, honest. Chapter 4. Liberation Practices, Species Stoic Exercises that Return to Authenticity. Being yourself is a skill, it's a workout, it's internal discipline. The Stoics didn't just reflect, they practiced freedom. Here are some key practices that they used, and that you can start today. 1. Control dichotomy. Every morning, before turning on the phone, ask yourself 2 questions. What is in my power today? What's outside of her? And during the day, come back to them again and again. When you realize that the opinion of others is beyond your power, you cease to be his prisoner. When you realize that an act of conscience is your choice, you gain roots. Second exercise of deliberate contempt. Seneca and Epictet recommended regularly doing something that goes beyond the norm. Put on non-branded clothes. Walk to where you usually call a taxi. Give up social media for a day. State your position where you are used to being silent. The goal is not eccentricity, and in breaking the dependence on perception. A person who is afraid of looking stupid is already wearing shackles, Epictet wrote. You're not free as long as you're afraid of the opinion of those who don't even really know you. 3. Keeping a philosophical diary. Marcus Aurelius did not write for the public. He wrote to himself, honestly, harshly, without pity. That was his way to get back to himself. You can also start, what did I do today in agreement with myself? Where did I bend? Where did you keep quiet? Where did you lie, even by silence? What would I do if I wasn't afraid? It's a mirror, it's unpleasant, but it liberates. 4. Virtue is like an anchor. The Stoics had a clear support. 4 main virtues. Wisdom is to see clearly without illusions. Courage is to act despite fear. Justice is to be honest, even if it's more profitable to lie. Moderation is to choose restraint when the world calls to extremes. When you put virtue above opinion, you regain respect for yourself. And with him comes the strength to be yourself. Chapter 5. To be yourself means to be strong. The world often says otherwise. Be yourself is a weakness. You need to conform, adapt, adjust. But the Stoics taught the other. Authenticity is a form of courage. Because it's easy to play a role. It's easy to say memorized phrases. It's easy to hide in irony, fashion, cynicism, but it's hard to say, I don't know. I'm in pain. I think differently. I believe in it, even if you laugh. That's the power. Example, Marcus Aurelius. He was the most powerful man on earth, but every night he wrote, remember, you are human, admirable, and all you can do is be honest. He could have ordered anyone to be executed, but he didn't fight with others, with himself. Being yourself doesn't mean going against everyone. It means not giving yourself up for everyone. You don't have to prove, explain, justify. You just live by the truth. And in this, there is a huge inner silence. Authenticity is a form of self-love. You went through fear, doubt, inner pain. You saw how deep the habit of hiding yourself sits. And now it's an important question. And who are you without all the noise? no desire to please, without constant comparison, without a mask that says, I'm the way you want. Who are you if you remove everything that is one? Authenticity is not a result. That's the way. You won't wake up one day perfect, but every day you can be closer to yourself than you were yesterday. This is the path of mistakes. I have a double. Sometimes loneliness, but it has a depth that no social role will give. You don't have to live as if you had 1,000 years left. Marcus Aurelius, you have one chance to be yourself, not by rehearsal, not a sketch, and real life. You're not perfect, and you shouldn't be. Not everyone will like you, and that's okay. You don't know everything, but you're looking honestly. And that's what makes you real. Are you afraid to be yourself? Fear will be. It won't disappear. But you don't run anymore. You're standing, you're breathing, you're going. You don't live for roles. And for my own sake, you're not a coincidence. You're not a mistake. You shouldn't be someone else. You're enough. And if this path to authenticity has resonated in you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video, subscribe, and come back for a new depth. Let every day bring you closer to your true self, and let fear no longer keep you in bondage. Because true life begins with the real I.